Joe, and I'm part of the patient sentiment analysis project. And we had a very, great volunteer and intern during this summer, and Reece Peters. And today we just want to give Reece a few minutes time to interview him and why and he want to help us and how was his volunteering experience. And before we start, and let me introduce this project to the people that haven't heard about it. Patient sentiment analysis is more of artificial intelligence technology used on how to analyze patient peer-to-peer review, and people post those reviews online. So we can use this to decipher other patients' comments about certain clinics, so we can help patients to really find the better fit for themselves, rather than rely on the stars that are given by insurance or some, hospitals. So this is more of an honest opinion according to our point of view. So that's basically what it is. And the more volunteers we have to help us to really do the annotation, this algorithm getting better and better. That's why we invited Reece today. So, all right, Reece, let introduce yourself. Give a brief introduction.
My name's Reece Peters, and I'll be attending the University of Washington, Seattle this autumn in mathematics and computer science. I was just a high school student here in Minnesota, and I did things like speech and debate and math club and things along those lines.
So, Reece, and just can you tell me at the beginning why you want to help us? Why you want to do a volunteer for the patient sentiment annotation project?
hmm So right at the beginning, I felt more it was about improving myself. So I came into the project thinking I was going to learn a lot more about artificial intelligence and how that would link to the sort of real world applications of that, as that's what I was mainly focusing on going into college. But as I progressed through the year, it felt more and more like I was doing it to help people with their own patient-centered healthcare, and I found myself getting more and more passionate and involved in this bigger movement.
Oh, that sounds terrific. You hit the key word about the patient-centered healthcare. Yeah, that's exactly the goal, we want to accomplish without saying it. But obviously, you're super smart. Then no wonder we like you. Seriously, I mean, we didn't even tell you the keyword, and you already said that. So yeah, that's very good. And how was your experience working on this, annotation project?
Oh,
And
I,
what
I
helps with your AI knowledge, if you allow me? A little bit, not a really a whole lot, but just to tap into the water.
mhm. So my general experience working on the project, I loved every second of it. The schedule was very easy for me, very flexible. Like, um, according to my extracurriculars, we could change the schedule, and that was really nice for me. I also really liked how the hours were, like the work you put in translated to the work that you saw. So you could choose the amount of time you wanted to spend doing the project. In terms of what I learned on the project, I learned so much doing this. About business and artificial intelligence and healthcare and patient-centered treatment and how those all connect together. Again, I mentioned how I learned a lot about the movement of patient-centered healthcare and how it all sort of links together. And then I also learned a little bit about working in the real professional environment out of high school, which is a different experience than what I would experience in normal school.
Well, thank you very much. That's one of the goals for us. Not only really you need a volunteer to help us, also we want to give back to the community. So for somebody like you want to know the artificial intelligence and something about a healthcare, that's what my partner and I we can give it back rather than just pay somebody to do a lowest paid job
hmm
versus then we give some real life challenges and some not a really hard challenge, but a challenge enough for for somebody to interest in this and to really understand from business perspective and also from a technology perspective what it takes to get into there. So
Mhm.
yeah, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate all your efforts and all the help, and we thought it would be terrific, in your future career, and absolutely, there is no question about that.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, beyond all the good stuff, what are the challenges for this project for you?
Oh, I think my biggest problem that I had facing was just understanding the process of annotation going into the artificial intelligence. So how the AI processes that data and puts it in and gets the results that we need from the data. And at the beginning, it was a little shaky on how all that worked, but then with practice and we did some review too, when that came along, it really, really uh, became clear. And then that gives you even more insight into how the artificial intelligence works in the first place, which sort of loops back to the whole idea that you're learning while you're volunteering to do this type of stuff.
Hmm. But that is a really good point. That's one thing, improvement. The takeaway for me is that's one thing we should improve for more of the tutorials and also the process to really at the beginning holding hands, doing some review together to help the annotator to really understand better. So is
Mhm.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And my last question, I don't want to take any more time out of this your busy schedule. So, who do you think will benefit the most and from to participate this volunteer for the patient sentiment annotation?
So I think the ideal person would be someone that's interested. So someone who's interested in the artificial intelligence or interested in the healthcare movement or the patient-centered healthcare movement, to be more specific, or even just working on the business side. But I think there's a whole nother set of people that could work with the project too. Just people who want to help other people who are suffering. This type of project looks like the future of healthcare. It feels like the future of healthcare, and people that are suffering, I mean, their lives would be changed with this type of technology in the future. This artificial intelligence is really trying to help these people, and I think anyone who's really interested in helping people who are suffering right now is would be excellent candidates to volunteer for this type of project.
Yeah, that's what I said at the beginning. You're a great kid, very smart, and also with a big heart. And by the way, uh, anybody participated in the annotation, they got a pair of pink socks, knee socks. So how did you enjoy those knee socks?
They're excellent quality, I can assure you.
Also got a lot of attention for sure, right?
Oh yeah.
Well,
They're great.
that will be it for today's interview, and we wish you a great and bright future, and so huge success for whatever you want to change for your career.
Oh, thank
Right?
you. Thanks for
Yep.
having me on the interview.
Oh, thanks for helping us.
No
All
problem.
right. Good night.
Good night.